Live, you're live.
I can tape it over here. All right, Rabbi Isai, good morning. Few emails. All right, we got to move. Today's emails are very controversial.
Yes.
That's exciting. And some people ask me not to read them, but I feel that I have to read them.
I am a black hair woman.
Shkoyach. All right, this is about, I have to address it because I've been receiving many different emails about this, and I feel I have to address it slightly. Dear Rebbe, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to begin by thanking you for your words of chizuk and entertaining way you present the daf. As someone whose entire day is focused on U.S. law as a full-time law student, it is nice to begin the day with something to go to ground me to Jewish law. I want to ask your permission to continue to listen to the daf because I am a woman. And I'm aware that there are some people who either do not feel comfortable with the woman learning the daf or else have something directly against it. I do not want to continue to benefit from your shiur. Who's that? Judah. You're just jealous.
Exactly.
I don't want to benefit from your shiur if you do not feel comfortable with it. Either way, thank you for what I've learned so far, and I hope the shiur continues to thrive. All the best, Golda. Here's another one, very similar one, and she wants to remain anonymous. Eli Stefansky, I'm going to address it. I know my husband, I don't know how you feel about women learning Gemara. I've never done it, although I have a background in Chumash Navi. My question is an awkward one. Are you comfortable with women learning your Daf Yomi shiur? I say this with tremendous respect to you. If you are uncomfortable with women taking part in the shiurim, I would gladly stop due to my respect for Talmidei Chachamim. You are too special and such a gift to the world of Torah, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, I'm no feminist, and I have no aspirations in the world of Gemara, but I've always been so curious about Gemara and how it's learned, and watching and listening to my husband. 45 years, I want to experience the taste of what it's like. Her husband is a big Talmid Chacham. I know her son is a Rav and a Chashuva guy, very Chashuva guy. You have made it easy and so joyful for me to do this. But I would never want to take advantage of this opportunity if you prefer that women do not do so. This is one email you don't need to read online. For those fellas in Manchester can relax. Thank you. And you should continue to have koyach to do what you're doing, plus a big mazel tov, I'm becoming Zaidi. And it goes on and on and on. Here's another one. You've been a tremendous source of encouragement to me. I did make the decision all by myself. I am 74 years old, but I've been extremely motivated to do my best because of you. I had actually no idea what the daf, Some guy in Binyanei Uma at Mifalut HaTzionut HaDatit came over to her, or somehow she got the flyer, Yoshua. The bottom line is that at the end of the day, she was blown away by the Daf Yomi, and if she decided if high-powered businessmen can set aside time to learn, so could she. It's not about the Daf, she says, it's about the Yomi.
More women want to share than men.
And Bekitzer, she loved the introduction, and she likes the advice of not being a perfectionist when it comes to the Daf, and she loves the full shiur. Bekitzer, Gail Perez from Kfar Haroeh. Anyway, so this is what I have to say. There's another very important email, but I'll address it tomorrow. Somebody I heard last night that the reason why we don't have chairs is because they cost $23,000. So he wants to make a very nice donation. He wants to know how much we'll address it tomorrow. So what I have to say about these emails is as follows. Number one, I am not a Rav. I don't know halachas. You go ask your local rabbi. Number two, no, I don't have a kipeda. Personally, I don't have a kipeda. It's on the internet. Whoever wants to watch it can watch and do whatever you want. Number three is that we are here, and everything we do is to have a closer relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If that brings you closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in my opinion, that's great. If it brings you further away from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then don't do it. But that's up to you, and ask your local rabbi. But my point is, have a closer relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu through learning Torah. Today's shiur is being sponsored Leilu Nishmas Leah Rivka Bas Moshe Yehuda Aleh Shalom, somebody's grandfather, an online friend of ours. And there's somebody from our Chabura that's having a procedure, a heart procedure today. L'rfuas Nehemia ben Ela Yafa. So we could put this over here. Maybe you could, I don't know, put it over here. And let's jump into it because we are a few minutes late already. Zok Tehillah Gemara. Today is Daf Lamed. You hear what's going on here? Daf Lamed. We're already at Daf Lamed. We just started a day or two ago, Berachos, and we're already at Daf Lamed. Zok the Gemara. We're talking about Tfilas HaDerech.
Nice.
Eimas Mitzali. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaroi. When do you say Tfilas HaDerech? Omer Reb Yaakov, Omer Rav Chizda, Misha'ah she'mahalech b'derech. So, once you go out on the way, and we know that halacha is you have to go out, I think it's 70 amma, ad kama, but there's a limit. Omer Reb Yaakov, Omer Rav Chizda, ad parsa. A parsa is 8,000 ammas. We usually double it up just to make it easy. 8,000 ammas would be something like 16,000 feet. Once you pass 16,000 feet, you can no longer say Tfilas HaDerech. Veichem etzali lo. Rav Chizda Omar Mu'umad. What position is your body in? So Rav Chizda says you're standing straight, you're not moving. Rav Sheshes Omar afilu mahalach, you could be walking. Rav Chizda and Rav Sheshes they were both walking. Kom Rav Chizda v'kom, and he stopped to say Tfilas HaDerech. Omar Rav Sheshes l'shamei, my kovid Rav Chizda, why is he stopping? Omar lei, koyu mentzali, he stopped to say Tfilas HaDerech. But Rav Sheshes obviously doesn't hold that you have to stop. Omar lei, oikvin nami l'didi ba'atzli. I'm going to stop also. Let's go. Me'yois toiv al tikori ra. If he's doing it, I don't want to be the bad guy, so I'm going to stop. And therefore, it's passing the Shulchan Aruch that it's a good idea to stop. If you're walking, you should stop. Now, does anybody know anybody that gets out of his car to say Tfilas HaDerech? Has anybody ever seen it? Nobody. Wow. I grew up in a weird, okay, whatever. My father used to stop the car and get out. Okay. Why? Because the Chazon Ish says that it's better to stop your car and get out, or at least stop, even in a car. This is a discussion.
I think you stop your car.
Stop your car, right. So once you stop, you might as well get up and stand up. You know, you're allowed to be machmer on top of the chumrah of the Chazon Ish. It's fine. I don't know that he does that today, but that's what he used to do when I was a kid. Fine. Zok the Gemara. They say, no, because the Achronim talk about it. It's too much of a tirda. You don't have to get off your horse, your wagon, your car, etc. Ma'ika ben havinenu l'tfilah k'tzara. So yesterday we were discussing havinenu and tfilah k'tzara. We said, I was looking for you last night, but you heard about it. Okay, because we're talking about havinenu. What's the difference between havinenu? So we said if you're in danger, then you say tfilah k'tzara. And if you are not that much in a danger, you have a d'chak, you have some reason, you do havinenu. So, what's the difference between them? So look at Tosfos real quickly. Ma'iki ben havinenu l'tfilah k'tzara. Teima, lema deki benayu, the tfilah k'tzara inu mispala b'mokim sakana. Havinenu mispala afilu shalei b'mokim sakana. So Tosfos spells it out. When do you say havinenu? When it's not that sakana, it's like a doichak. And K'tzara, we learned that if you're Chayis Rois, the safari, listim, K'tzara. What is the difference? Once you have a sakana, and you don't have a sakana by havinenu, then what is the difference? Says the Gemara, havinenu bayis lo yitlas kamaiso tlas b'sraisa. Havinenu, as we saw yesterday, you have to, don't look at the name, please, because it's anonymous. The havinenu, you have to say the first three brachas and the last three brachas, but all the words, there's no brachas in between until Shemei Tefillah. But when you return home, you don't have to repeat Shemona Esrei. Why? Because it's instead of Shemona Esrei. Havinenu is like Shemona Esrei. You have the three in the beginning, the three at the end, and you say everything in between. The Tefillah K'tzara, and Tefillah K'tzara, you don't have to say the first three and the last three. So Memela is not really Shmoneh Esrei. And when you get home, you have to daven. And what if you get home very late? It's past the Zman Tefillah. What do? Then you have to do the Shlomim. V'hilchasa havinenu me'umad. You have to, when you say havinenu, you stand like Shmoneh Esrei. Tefillah Ktsara, be'me'umad, be'mehalach. You could even walk while you're saying it. Tefillah Ktsara, especially in a Makim Sakana. You don't want to stand, so you keep on moving. Yeah, okay. I had a good safari story, but I think we're too late. No, fine, different time. Okay, fine. No, it's just a story about how I was on a safari and I had to go to the bathroom and I was in the middle of the jungle. So the guy said, okay, right over here. But I was mu'umad. I remember the fear, knowing that there are lions and leopards and everything within, I don't know, a couple 100 feet. And the guy said, he's going to watch, he's going to do this. But I was mu'umad. Not moving is a very, very scary thing. And it always goes back to safari. You're on a donkey and you have to daven Shmoneh Esrei. If someone can take care of his donkey, if not, you sit on it and you daven right there. Rebbe says you don't get off. Why? So this is a concept in tefillah. We can use it in different situations. You have to have your Yishuv Adas, very good. You have to have Yishuv Adas when you are davening. And if something's going to cause you Yishuv Adas.
So you're allowed to go to safari if you know you're not going to have Yishuv Adas when you daven?
What do you mean? We davened b'minyan. We had a minyan. It was beautiful. We didn't daven in the. Yeah. Shalom Aleichem. Come on in, guest. Nobody. You don't have to turn around and embarrass him like that. All right. We have to have a special Malcolm series. We have to figure this out. Special seats for guests. Anyway, you shouldn't put yourself in a matzav that you can't daven. No, but we, Baruch Hashem, we were in a hotel and we davened in a hotel. We never went out before davening. Bathroom is a different situation. I was talking about bathroom. Anyways, once we're here, what? Talking about guests. Is Fischl here today? Oh, Reb Fischl, Yishkoyach. Doylan really appreciated the chont and the beer. It was a big get together for the Chabura. So Yishkoyach, thank you very much, Reb Fischl from Official Catering in Baltimore. Yishkoyach. I don't know where you're coming from. Bnei Brak? Today from Yerushalayim. And we have Joey again from Yerushalayim. It's already not a chiddush. Joey's here more often than the guys from Berachos themselves. He left his hotel in Yerushalayim last night, right after Avdal to be here. And he brought his children and his nephews, the kitzer. Joey Mechayev is RBS. If he could do it and he comes all the way from Yerushalayim, everybody else in RBS has to be here.
Thank you.
Oh, he's right over here. Shkoyach Joey. All right, what? Im yesh lo mishiyochas chamoyer yer lemata v'ispalo. Omar Rava v'iteim Rabbi Shua ben Levi halacha kerebi. So it's all about having Yishuv Adas. If you're going to be concerned about your donkey, and we had the similar halacha, you can't hold something in your hand, you can't hold a stick, money, anything that's going to take away from your concentration during Shmoneh Esrei, don't do it. So if you're worried that somebody's going to steal your car, somebody's going to take your donkey, your bike, don't get it off. Daven right there. Tara Rabbana. Suma. Somebody who can't see the direction he's standing in, he's blind. He doesn't have an iPhone, he doesn't have one of those, what are they called? You know, the compass, thank you. So what does he do? So he has to have kavanah, he has to think to himself about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He's facing HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shenemar v'ispalu el Hashem. Hayoyme b'chutz la'aretz. He's in England, in America. Yechaven es liboy kineged Eretz Yisrael. Now, Taisus takes out the word liboy. Taisus says it doesn't make sense. He should be mechaven his body, not his heart. It's not about his head. His whole body has to be facing. We know all shuls are facing Eretz Yisrael. Shenemar v'ispalu elecho derech artzom hayomed be'Eretz Yisrael yechaven es liboy kineged Yerushalayim. If he's already in Eretz Yisrael, he has to face towards Yerushalayim. Shenemar v'ispalu Hashem derech ha'ir asher b'charta. So it's very interesting, right? So if you're in Eretz Yisrael, not always are you facing Mizrach, depending where Yerushalayim is compared to where you are. This guy right over here. I didn't really make a chart. It was already too late. But I think it's pretty obvious. Okay, so here's the Beis Hamikdash. This is our favorite chart. We use this over and over. Where? In Zvachim and everywhere.
Midos.
Yeah, okay, Midas too. Now, you have to face the Beis Hamikdash. The bottom line is, Rabbi Isa, here it is. Here's the Nakuda. This right over here. Wherever you are, you should be facing here. So if you're standing here, you have to face here. You're standing here, face here. But what if you're in here? You're already inside the Beis Hamikdash. Again, face here. What if you're in here? Face. You have to keep on facing. This is the point. Obviously, we don't have to face Kodesh HaKadoshim when we're in America. The general direction is Eretz Yisrael. We're going to hit the Kodesh HaKadoshim. But once you get closer and closer, you have to go to the real point. The main point is Kodesh HaKadoshim. Hoyoy made here. What if you're in Kodesh HaKadoshim? Who's in Kodesh HaKadoshim? Once a year, the Kohen Gadol. That's why some take it out completely. Or we had also in the Gemara the people that repair the Kodesh HaKadoshim. They come in a box. So if they have to daven, they're in the middle of repairs. They have to daven. So the what if you're behind here? Because there is an area right behind here, 11 amas that you could stand, and this brown right over here. So if he's here, so again, he has to face this way. This guy has to face this way. Everybody else faces this way. He has to be facing the same direction as everybody else. Okay, so if he's standing in Mizrach, he's right over here, Mizrach, he has to face this way. If he's standing over here, he has to face this way. Over here, this way. That's all the Gemara is saying. B'mayrov machzir panav leMizrach, badorei machzir panav latzofim, batzofim machzir panav lador. Nimtzu. What comes out? Kol Yisrael mechavenes libam lemokim echad. Everybody's facing the same direction. Omer Rabbi Oven v'teimo Rabbi Avino Mikro, kimigdal David Savarech, like the Tower of David is your neck. Bonei l'salpiois. What does the word salpiois mean? Tail shekol piois poineboy. It's how do you say tail? A marker, a what? A hill that everybody faces the hill. A landmark. Oh, a landmark is much better. It doesn't say that. It says Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael. Obviously, if you're going to face Eretz Yisrael, it's so small you're going to hit the Kodesh HaKadoshim. You're basically what? The point is Kodesh HaKadoshim, but we're not telling you to find the Makam of Kodesh HaKadoshim. If you're in England and you're facing Eretz Yisrael, you're facing Kodesh HaKadoshim. There's no other thing that you can do. You can't be more accurate than Eretz Yisrael. If you face Eretz Yisrael, you're facing Kodesh HaKadoshim. That's all it means. Right? If you turn your body slightly, you're going to end up in Egypt. If you turn, you know what I mean? It's like, it's fine. Avud Shmuel v'Levi, the father of Shmuel. What's Shmuel's father's name? Rabbi Isai. Okay, good. Abba. When they had to go on the way, have a magdumu matzli. They would daven Shemona Esrei really early. You look in Rashi, you don't really see what it is. But if you look in Tosfos, Tosfos says that Rashi says that it means before Amud HaShachar, which was, if that's what Rashi says, I don't see it here, but if that's what Rashi says, and he says that he has that kind of Rashi, it's very hard to understand. And Tosfos asks, how could you daven? It's like nothing. Davening in complete darkness. It's complete night. Before Amud HaShachar, even Amud HaShachar is dark, but before Amud HaShachar, so he says, it means after Amud HaShachar. And when the time of Kriya Shema comes, when's the time of Kriya Shema? Mishiakir, you can recognize your friend, etc., all those shiurim. That's when you say, because it's a little earlier than what we do. We do Kriya Shema right before Netz, because we want to be Somech Guli L'Tfilah. But he already said Shemona Esrei. He said Shemona Esrei by Alois. So now he should say Kriya Shema much earlier than the Vesikim people say Kriya Shema. Mishiakir. Kiman, ki haytana desanya hishkim lotzis laderech. if he has to leave early, Mivin lo shoifer v'tekeya, lulav u'menaneya, megillah v'koireba, ukishizgias, my kriyashma, koire. So you do all these mitzvahs beforehand. I don't know if I mentioned in Chicago, I used to daven for a very short kufa because I had to leave really early to work. There's a minyan there. I don't know if you're familiar not in Free, in the place that's Lubavitch, that Bnei Ruvain. Ruvain has a minyan that it was so early that they did Kriyas HaTorah before davening. You know that? You know what's mean? It's a little.
Minyan Terach, it's called.
I couldn't stand that. Whatever. I had a problem there. So it was so early. So they at least let's do something. Everybody gets together and let's save the time that it takes to do Kriyas HaTorah. They say Kriyas HaTorah. I don't know these halachas. I'm not a.
Just said he's not allowed.
Okay. At least they did it. At least they check. I did Kriyas HaTorah before this man, after this man. At least look. At least when they were trying to be makbid somewhat. I think it was even before Nets, but at least it was like, what?
Even if Lincoln would be done before Nets every day, all the time.
Really? Okay, America. What?
We love you, America.
Oh, what are you talking? You're talking about Okay, so he's bringing up a point. How did he travel on Yontif? How can he travel? So they say there's burgonim. There was little burgonim every 70 amos. There's little huts. They made sure that that's not a problem. That's not that. The point is, if you could travel, so this is what you do. Zog the Gemara. Hishkim leisha bakaroin. He got up early to be in a wagon. Oy besvina. Now Svina, says Rashi, he's scared of the water. Interesting. He's scared he's going to fall. Pashat fall into the water. Mispala. So he damaged Shemona Esrei really early, and then you're talking about Kriya Shema, the time of Kriya Shema Mashiach, so way before Mashiach. Then he says Kriya Shema later on. Reb Shimon ben Elazar Omer benkach ubenkach koyer Kriya Shema mispalel. So says Reb Shimon ben Elazar, first you say Kriya Shema, then you daven. Why? Kedei sheyismoich geula letfila. No, it's more important that you do it in the right order, in the correct order, that you say Shema and then Shemona Esrei. B'makom mifligi. What's the machlokes here? Ma'asov tefillah me'umed adif, ma'asov mitzvah gula tefillah adif. What's better? If you know you're going to be sitting in a ship, in a boat, in a rocking boat that you're scared you're going to fall into the water, so you have to sit down. So what's better? You should say Shemona Esrei right after Shema, sitting, or say Shemona Esrei standing, not in the right time. So that's machlokes. They would gather together 10 people before the big drasha on, ask Rabbi Schoenberg what they're talking about here. They're talking about the Yarchikala, the drasha, whatever, one of those huge speeches. Then afterwards they would go out and say the drasha. You see from the Gemara, it was really early in the morning. People got up early to hear this. Rav Ashi gave a big shiur. And he would daven sitting down. Why not leave? Why not get up and leave? Go out for 2 minutes and say Shemona Esrei. For this, I don't want to tell you. I want you to see Rashi by yourself. It's unbelievable what Rashi says here. It's Rashi like smack in the middle of the page. Rashi did Maskil Rav Ashi. He was the Rosh Yeshiva. V'ulo mispal kodim beis hamedrash. So he's mechuluk on the others that daven beforehand, as the Gemara is going to discuss. But he davened in the proper time. Right? They had this announcer. So he gave him a lot of material to keep him busy. And then, and when this Maturgim is talking, then he would sit and he would do Shemona Esrei. I don't know how much material he gave him. We could have a discussion. We had this other discussion. Could you be medayik from the Gemara how long they were davening Shemona Esrei? I don't know. Maybe he gave him a 40-minute speech to say over. I don't know. Maybe it was 3 minutes and he was able to say Shemona Esrei in 3 minutes. I don't know. Look at this. He didn't want to get up. He didn't want people to give him covet, to stand up. He knew that if he leaves the base medrash, everybody's going to have to stand up. I don't want to do that. It's about midos. It's about not being matriach da'olam. Fight. I told you the story. I also was in Maturgim once. We were on a big trip with Ar Sameach doing a kiruv, and we were in a hotel here in Eretz Yisrael, and all of a sudden we see Amnon Yitzchak. Rabbi Amnon Yitzchak. So somebody went over to him and said, Rabbi Amnon, we have Bali Tshuva here. Could you talk to them? He said, fine. So he starts talking in Hebrew. He said, nobody understands a word. Who could be Matargim? Stefansky. So I get up. He says, Rabotai. So everything he said, I said something completely different. I was just cracking jokes. And they started laughing. He says, wait. That's not, I didn't say a joke. Why are these guys laughing? The kids are, this is how it went on for like time. I was the worst Maturgaman ever.
You were like that guy in Africa who was doing sign language for Obama.
Yeah, exactly. The sign language guy from Obama, exactly. Mamish like that. Ma'aseh Shaya. All of a sudden the Olam starts laughing. He says, it says in this week's Parsha, Berachos bara Kim, and the Olam starts laughing. Well, I figured they don't want to hear about Berachos, whatever, so I just stuck in my own things. Anyway, Gav also lebeisei hodar matzei mu'umad. Amli Rabbanon, v'le'eved markim merema or marzutra. Why don't you just bring a minion like Meremar did? Bring a minion to your house real quickly, daven. Amalu trichli milsa. Because the drasha, that means basically that I can't start when I usually start. I always start at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now you're telling me at 10 to 5 I should bring a minion, and by the time we're over, it's going to delay my shiur. I don't want to do this. V'le'eved mar kavud Shmuel v'Levi. They daven, who knows when? By Alois, before Alois, who knows? Amalu, according to Tosfos and Rashi, before Alois. Daven really, really early. Amalu, lo chazinu l'Rabbanon kishishi minan dav de'achi. I never saw an older Rav than me that has done this, so I can't really do it. It doesn't work. I rather give my Meturgaman a lot of material, and then daven while he's talking, sitting down. I don't see the Shulchan Aruch here, so I don't know. I said I start off the shiur. I'm not a Rav. I don't paskin, and even the halachas that I paskin turn out that I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Yesterday, L'mashal, I was saying about the donkey that you're supposed to do Shishalom. So immediately I got an email. It's not the Mishnah Brura, it's the Ramah. Because in my head, that whole sefer is the same. The Ramah, Shulchan Aruch, Mishnah Brura. So from now on, when I say Mishnah Brura, I mean the Shulchan Aruch, the Ramah, whatever. No, Chas v'Shalom. If I remember correctly, I'll say it. But I whatever. My memory is not that. Zog the Mishnah. Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah Omer ein tfilas hamusafim elo bechaveir. You only daven musaf when you have a minyan. Okay, so this is a Shiloh. Musaf, every Shabbos, Musaf. When there's a minyan or not. The Chachamim Oyrim, bechaveir, v'shaloi bechaveir. You daven Musaf, even b'yichidus. It happens sometimes, unfortunately, somebody's sick, he has the flu. He's at home. Should he say Musaf, should he daven Musaf or not daven Musaf? Machloik is here. You only say it when there's a tzibur, and Chachamim say you say it b'yichidus also. Comes Rabbi Yehuda Omer Mishmoi in the name of Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Kol makom she'esham chaverir yochid patur mitfilas hamusafim. So Gemara is going to explain what exactly does he say different than Tanakama. He says, look at the words. If there's a tzibur, if there's 10 people, then an individual doesn't have to say musaf. Rabbi Yehuda hainu Tanakama. What's the difference? What if there's an individual, but there's no minyan? Tanakama sovar patur. If there's a minyan, you don't have to say musaf because the shliach tzibur is going to be maitzir. Rabbi Yehuda sovar chayav. Rabbi Yehuda says no. You, as an individual, have to say. If there's a individual without a city, without a minyan, he has to say because you don't have the patur. If there's a minyan and you're an individual, you'll be yaitze from the minyan. But if there's no minyan, there's nobody to be yaitze you, so you have to say it. My entire life, I never daven musaf b'yichidus, b'narda. Now, b'narda, Narda obviously is one of the famous cities in Bavel where they had yeshivas and everything. So there was always a minyan there. So, L'bar ma'u yoyma, the asa pumusa, the malka lamasa. There's a time that the goyim came and they caused a big problem there. V'trudu rabbanav leitzalu, and they caused aggravation to the Chachamim, and they weren't able to daven. V'tzali li b'yachid. And I had to daven b'yachidus. Why? V'havoi yachid shlei b'chaveir. According to Elazar ben Azariah, he would be potter. But according to Chacham, so I said I have to daven. I don't have my minion that's going to be mighty me. Yasser Rabbi Chanina Kara Kamei the Rabbi Yanai. There was a person called Rabbi Chanina Kara. He was the professional Chumash guy. He went to Zichru. You know these schools Zichru? They have 80 of them here in Eretz Yisrael. These kids that know Chumash, the entire Chumash, any pasuk you say, they rattle off. Rabbi Chanina Kara Kamei the Rabbi Yanai. V'Yosef Ka'amar Halachik Rabbi Yehuda Sha'amar Mishum Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah apparently knew a little bit more than Chumash. So he says over that the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, the Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. Amalei Poik Kerei Karach Lebara. You could leave now. You want to darshan outside. They ain't halacha Rabbi Yehuda Sha'amar Mishum Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. That's not the halacha. Or Rabbi Yochanan Ani Reisis Rabbi Yanai Detzali V'Had Detzali. Says Rabbi Yochanan, I saw Rabbi Yanai that davened back-to-back Shemona Esreis. So what does that mean? That means to us, he was davening b'yichidus, and he davened shachris and then musaf. In other words, he davened musaf even b'yichidus. Maybe he's davening two shachris. One, the first shachris, he messed up. He wasn't mechaven. So he had to daven a second Shemona. Who told you, Rabbi Yochanan, that he was davening musaf? And that from there you could learn halacha that you daven musaf even b'yichidus. Now, what about us when we daven Shemona Esrei and we're not mechaven? So the Ramah says in our days, you don't go back on Shemona Esrei. If a person knows he had zero kavanah, he realizes he does this shalom, he just says, "Wow, I can't believe it. I wasn't mechaven to a word." Says Ramah, anyways, today we're not mechaven. So to repeat Shemona Esrei and to say all these brachas levatala and you're not going to be mechaven for a second time is not a great idea. Now, he brings the Chayadim, the Shabur brings the Chayadim that before you say Baruch Atah in the third, in the Gimel Rishonos, the first three brachas, they have to be mechaven. Once you miss them, you miss them. But let's say you didn't say Hakel HaKadosh. So he says you should go back. But the Bir Halacha says a very interesting thing. If a person in our days who knows he's not mechaven, here's the Chiddush LaHalacha. If a person knows he's not going to be mechaven, and he's sitting there in the beginning of Shemona Esrei and he just said brachas and he knows he wasn't mechaven, should he go to the beginning of Shemona Esrei? Says the Bir Halacha that he could do a trick. He could just wait patiently until the Chazan starts Shemona Esrei. And he'll listen to the Chazan and be yoytzei the three brachas from the Chazan, and from there on out he'll continue himself. That's what he says. Anyways, he says, maybe Rabbi Yochanan made a mistake. Maybe Rabbi Yochanan was watching Rabbi Yanai, and Rabbi Yanai wasn't davening musaf. You're not talking about a regular guy off the street. You're talking about Rabbi Yochanan. If Rabbi Yochanan is testifying, he knows what he saw. He realizes that it's possible that maybe he wasn't mechaber and maybe shachris. He's telling you no. I know that Rabbi Yanai was davening musaf. How do I know? I heard him. I saw him. He wasn't mechaber. Whatever. Rabbi Yochanan knows. Says the Gemara, does this sound familiar? Rabbi Rabasi had 13 shuls in Tveria. We had this all the way in the beginning of the Sechta, Daf Ches, I think. Daf Zayin Ches, right? Why? I love those guys that they know exactly what daf it is, but they pretend like they're recalling it from memory. So they say, I think it's but I really don't remember. Even if I saw it right before Shiur, I don't remember. But maybe it's Zayin. Fine, Zayin. I'll go upon him. It says these words. It's Ches. Ches. Sorry, Ches. Okay. Mamish off. Amid Aleph. No, but we learned this, right? They were in. Yeah, no, I know it's on Amid Aleph. It's in by the wide lines. I think in the middle somewhere. I'll go upon him. It says that they had 13 shuls. We're talking about, I don't remember what we're talking about over there. Anyways, they had 13 shuls. They only daven by, it was a shiloh where you daven, by Beis Medrash or in the shul, what's better? They daven where they learned. But it means, the Gemara over here is discussing, it seems like that they daven b'yichidus. They didn't have a minyan. They learned, and they got up and daven by the pillar. Itmar, Rav Yitzchak Bavdim Mishum Rabbeinu. Omar, who's Rabbeinu? Rav, says Rashi. Halacha Rabbi Yehuda, Shamashum Rabbi Elazar ben Azar. Even though he got kicked out a second ago, the one that said that the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Elazar, the Kara, right? Rabbi Chanina Kara got kicked out. He said, go outside and say your halachas, and this is exactly what he said. And Rav says the same thing as him. The halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, Mishum Rabbi Elazar ben Azar. Rabbi Chia bar Abba Tzali v'Oded Tzali. Rabbi Chia said 2 Shemona Esreis in a row. Amalei Rabbi Zera, my time Ovid Mar Hachi. Why? Why don't you just say another Shemona Esrei? Ile Mishum Deloi Kiva Mar Daite. Is it because you didn't have kavana? Rabbi Elazar la Olam Yomid Adam Esatzmai. A person has to sit there and contemplate and make sure Im Yochel Lechaven Es Libo Yispalo. If a person can be mechaven, then he should daven. If not, Tosis points out on the spot, has to have enough kavana for one bracha. Very interesting Tosis. One. Not the first 3, the first one. Vimlav Ali Yispalo. So how's it possible he didn't have kavanah? I'm sure that he assessed the situation and decided he could have kavanah. Elo delei atke mar de reish yarcha. What happened was he forgot Yalav Yavai. Botanya toveli his kishorish chodesh. Rabbi say, I don't know, but I always have a shaila. Is there a concept of what is it called? Something briyos. Kavod briyos. If you're sitting there in front of the shul and you have to go back, obviously not. But I always think like it's mamish embarrassing. Like I forgot Shemona Esrei. So, what? On Yalav Yavai. But everybody sees that you've done. All of a sudden, you're doing kriyas again. And okay. Doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't matter. I want to come with the new heter. But let's see what the halacha is. Maybe you don't have to repeat anything. That's right. Nobody even sees. Nobody cares. Ba'arvis Chaim cares. And it's embarrassing Chaim. Ba'arvis by Ma'ariv you don't go back. Don't take any halachas from this Gemara, Rabbi say. In Ma'ariv you don't go back. Why? Because I can mention it in Shachris. When it comes to Shachris, I could say it in Musaf. I'm going to say a whole Shemona Esrei that discusses Rish Chodesh. What does it mean Musafim? Says Rashi, he started saying Atachoyin Eladam Das. Instead of Musaf, he said Atachoyin Eladam Das. No mention of Rish Chodesh at all. So other Rishonim say what's going on here. If he said Atachoyin and he never said Musaf, he didn't say anything. It's as if he said 0. So he has to repeat. So they take it out. They erase this Musafim thing. No, he didn't say anything. Instead of Musaf, he could say Mincha, says the Gemara. Omer lei, lavit maralo, Omer b'yoichanon, b'tzibur shanu. So there's 2 ways to learn this. One pshat is b'tzibur shanu, says Rashi. The shliach tzibur is going to be mighty me. I made a mistake. I didn't say Yalav Yavai. Don't worry about it. In 2 minutes from now, this shliach tzibur is going to get up. I don't know what he's mechav and what he's doing, but his job is to be mighty other people. He'll be mighty me for Yalav Yavai. Another pshat is that we're not even discussing an individual that forgot Yalav Yavai. We're talking about the shliach tzibur who forgot Yalav Yavai. In his shliach tzibur Shemona Esrei, he shouldn't worry about it because he's going to have musaf later on. He's going to have mincha. It's not a big deal. Exactly. It's happened. And, no. A shliach tzibur Shemona Esrei is never a shayla because he's going to repeat Shemona Esrei in a second. He doesn't have to daven 3 Shemona Esrei. He's going to daven Shemona Esrei. We're talking about the oilam was mamish vashlafen because in our days we love it. If you could scream out and tell the chazan that he forgot Yalav Yavai, it's the best thing in the world. But in those days they didn't really care. They were thinking and learning whatever they were doing. Maybe it's usher. So Mela, the guy, it slipped their mind. They didn't realize. Everybody forgot it. You know what? In those days it's possible. They didn't know it was Rosh Chodesh maybe. They simply didn't know. And then a guy woke up and said, well, I think they announced in Bezdin that was Rosh Chodesh. They didn't have calendars. It's possible. Kama yisha bein tefillah tefillah. If a person made a mistake, says Rashi, or he just finished Shachris, when does he start? Musaf. Ravuna Rav Chizda, no, it was Shachris. Shachris, of course he had tefillah. Ravuna Rav Chizda, Chad Omar Kadesh Shetischoinen Daito Yolav. The Shiur is the same. Basically, he has to realize what he's doing, who he's davening to. V'chad omar kadesh tischoilel daitoi olav. What is the shear? How much time is this? Says Tosfos, the amount of time that it takes to walk 4 amas, 8 feet. I'm not sure exactly how long that is, because we have that shiur a few times. When you do Eis Shalom also, the Mishnah Berurah says wait as long as it takes to walk 8 feet to go forward. It depends how long your feet are, I guess. What?
The amount of time it takes to take you tefillin off, I put it on your back.
Why go that way? It's the amount of time it takes to walk 8 feet.
How long does it take?
We walk a lot more than we take tefillin off, so you should know that. Okay, whatever. There's a pasuk that says the word V'eschanan el Hashem. It's to Hashem. Should have a clear mind. Omer Rabbanan Amar Rav, Tov le'iskis shel Rish Chodesh Arvis, ei machzir noisai. Comes Rav and says that if a person forgets Yal v'Yovei at Ma'ariv, you don't go back. Why? If you shame Bezdin mekachim sachodesh habayom. It's all about Kiddush HaChodesh. Today we know already when Rish Chodesh is, but in those days we didn't know. So the Kiddush, it becomes Kodesh during the day. So there's no point in making him go back. It's not. There's no real Kedusha. And it's not Rish Chodesh really 100%. What?
Yom Tov night. If you forget something.
Oh, yeah, okay, we're not talking about that. Omar Meimar. This is Rish Chodesh. You don't have the Svara on Yom Tov at all.
People think it's the same.
No, I don't think so. Omar Meimar Mistabra Milso. The Rav B'Rish Chodesh Malay. B'Chodesh Malay. If there's a 2-day Rish Chodesh, so he could say the Yalav Yovei the following night, which is definitely Rish Chodesh. Then he doesn't have to repeat it. Chodesh Chassid, there's only one night. He better chaparai in Ma'ariv with the Yalav Yovei. Chassid Machzir Noisai. Rav Ashila Meimar Michti Rav Taimak Omar. Rav explained himself very well. Mali Chassid, Mali Malay. He says that at night. There's not a whole lot of kedusha, so what's the point? You don't have to repeat it. Elaloishna, there's no difference. Hajan alach tfilas hashachar, halach tfilas hashachar. We're holding in the 5th perek of Berachos. Rabbi said you have to make a decision right now. We have to all finish Shabbos together, Masechta Shabbos together. It's not going to be the same. I'm telling you right now. We don't have a lot. Well, there's a lot of halachas l'mais in Shabbos. It's going to be more like the rest of Shas. And don't be like that guy that drops out. You have to make that decision today. It's Geshmak now, we're doing it, we're 30 days in, but let's finish Berachos, let's make a beautiful siyum, let's finish Shabbos together, Erevin together, and then it's going to be all easy. Then Pesachim, Rosh Hashanah, Sukkah, Geshmak, Mezechlis, but we just have to get through Shabbos and Erevin. All right. What? Yeah, it doesn't matter how long. You know, Geshmak, we're going to know Boirer and Hoitzah, all these halachas that people, you know that this Shabbos itself, I myself was probably Mechal Shabbos twice. I'm thinking about it now. No, I saw that they took the garbage out of my Kiddush, out of the Shalom Zachar, and put it by the garbage thing, by the doors. And it upset me. Why didn't they throw it into the garbage can? And then, so on Shabbos, I sat there with my Gemara in one hand, and I started chucking all the bags. And as I finished, I said, wait, it's Muktzah. I'm allowed to take it out of my house because of Grav Sherei, but it's already in the garbage room. How do I have Rishus to... Anyways, you have to know the Hilchos Shabbos. You have to know the Hilchos Shabbos.
You don't have to. People pass by.
So whatever. Anyways, and then we made another mistake. There was leftover. I don't want to say, but there was whatever. Okay, are you allowed to take chont that nobody touched? It was in a perfectly clean bowl and put it back into the pot. It was perfectly. It's cooked and everything.
Oh, you mean the pot was on the fire?
The pot was on the blech only. I didn't do it. I know, seriously. A younger waiter did it. And then we served it for the rest of the oilam in the morning. And you guys ate Chil Shabbos chont. Fischl is having conniptions over there. What happened to my chont? It went to good use. Delicious. By the way, the guy that did it, it was very not yavish, Geshmak chont. The guy that did it, we can't be mitzvah from Dominion. So we're not going to, I asked the guy not to show up anymore. No, I'm kidding. But la halacha, seriously, if a guy does it on purpose, not mitzvah, I think. Anyways, we have to know Hilchos Shabbos, Rabbi. They don't say, fine, let's go weiter. Wow, 2 minutes. Zog the Gemara. Wow. Rabbi say, do not stand Shemona Esrei in this kind of mood. What's the opposite of kovid roish? A heavy head? Kalus roish, lightheaded, bdichusa, laughing, joking. When you daven Shemona Esrei, you have to be serious. They say that it means literally. I think the Goin proves that it means literally 1 hour, not a moment. Shah. No, the hour. Maybe it means Shah Izmaniyos, but it's still close to 60 minutes. They would contemplate, they would meditate, call it whatever you want. They would sit there and think about the Rebbeinu Shalom for an hour and then start davening. Kavana. Right, so the Goin sticks in here that the word umispalalim means during that hour they were mispalalim. They said psukim, they were davening that they should have the proper kavana for Shemona Esrei. Maybe it's psukim d'zim. If you're middle Shemona Esrei, do not answer the king. We're going to explain what that means. Obviously, if there's a cobra or an anaconda, what was that? The crusher guy, the boa constrictor, it might be different. We'll get to the Gemara. Lo yafsik goes back to the safari. Zok the Gemara v'nani mili. How do you know they have to sit there and contemplate? Of course, you have to have kavanah. How do you know you have to do all this? Omer Rebbe Lozo do Makro v'hi moras nefesh b'chano. Moras nefesh doesn't mean you have to be depressed, but obviously, when the Torah tells us her state of mind, that's not why she davened, because it talks in the pasuk of tefillah. It says v'moras nefesh that the opposite of kalas rosh, whatever it is. Mimai d'machana shani. Maybe Chana is different. Havas Maria Liva. She didn't have children, so of course she was a little depressed and sad, whatever. This is a pasuk that you're supposed to say when you walk into a shul. Ishtacha says, when I come to your house, with yira, with fear. David was different. We know he put himself in these positions of tsar and for bakashas. Hashem bahadras kodesh with splendor. Al tikri bahadras ela becherdas. Sometimes you could switch a hay for a ches. Cherdas, you should have charada, fear. You should tremble. Who told you to read it like that? Read it normally. You should come with splendor. What does it mean? He'd wear the most beautiful clothing for davening. That's what it means. Behidur. You should rejoice with trepidation, says the Art Scroll. But it should be Be'ira. My Vegilu Bira'ada, Omer Avada Bar Masno Omer Rabba, B'mokim Gila, Sham Te'irada. Yeah, you should be happy. You should be joyful. But you should always have that Ra'ada, you should always have that fear. Abaya Ava Yosef Kamei the Rabba, Chazid Ava Kabodach Tuva, he saw that Abaya was mamish laughing, enjoying himself. Omar, Vegilu Bira'ada Ksiv. Yes, laugh, but Bira'ada. Omer Lei, Anot Tfilin Mancha. Menachno. I'm wearing tefillin, so that is my sign. I know that's one pshat. I know, or some say he was sick, and this is the first time that he was wearing tefillin, so he was so joyful. Again, he was laughing a lot. He was mamish enjoying. With etzev atzvos, sadness, you're going to have prafixiv. I'm wearing tefillin, and that's my sign. No, it's fine. This is a new sugya. It's a new story. We'll stop right here.